Oh, Tim. What's up, dude? Your eyes are not playing tricks on you, Tim. It's me, Paul Reubens, Pee-wee Herman.
I found this fascinating because this is the kind of thing that generally it doesn't sound like it would have any appeal for anybody, but you apparently do it and enjoy it. And that's when people come up to you, you know, you're walking down the street and somebody says, "Hey, Dave, my girlfriend's having a barbecue. Come on over to the house Saturday." You know, that happens a lot and you think, "Thanks, but, you know, I'm painting the barn," or something.
Yeah.
But when that happens to you...
I used to always go, "Yeah, I'll be right over," and then, you know, not write it down. But I, a couple years ago, just decided I was going to start taking people up on those. And
is that, you're being serious about that?
Yeah, I've had some just unbelievable experiences like that. I went to, I was in Nantucket Island for a birthday party a friend of mine was having for a whole weekend. And some kids that were parking cars said, "You know, we're going to be having like a big rave later on after this party's over."
Yeah, there's a lot of badasses on Nantucket.
So
that's a lot of, there's trouble there.
So I went like, "Sure, great, come on back, you know, after the party, this party's over, and take me out there." So
they're kids, right?
I thought they were college kids. Turns out they were high school kids. So I get out there and there's like a bonfire and all these like, you know, pickup trucks like backed in with kegs on them and all these kids walking around with paper cups of beer. And they had called on the cell phone to say, like, you know, Pee-wee Herman's coming out here. So all the kids were like, you know, "Oh, you know, whoa," like, and these kids were like coming. This kid came up to me and he went like, "Excuse me, Mr. Reubens, I just want to like apologize for the way all these kids are like acting because they don't know how to act around you." They like barfed all over himself, like little pimply kids, like and kids making out everywhere. And then this girl, remember the last picture show?
Yeah.
Peter Bogdanovich movie? Right out of that, a little girl came up to me. I felt somebody tugging on me. I turned around, and this girl goes like, "Hi, I'm the prettiest girl here."
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I've really had some funny experiences.
And how do you get out of these? I mean, when it's time to go, how do you go? Do you have your own transportation?
Bye.
And then you're gone.
You know,
Yeah. Have you ever like gone to somebody's house for a dinner?
I went to someone's house for dinner. They called me and said, "You know, I really love for you." Someone I knew but not well. "Would you come over and meet my family, my parents, you know, like to have you over for dinner?" So I went over and it turned into this kind of hillbilly, like weird thing where I was sitting around this table and like trucks were pulling up, there were chickens in the backyard, and people were getting out of the car and going like, "I'm Donnie's sister's cousin, secretary's friend, you know, I can't believe you're really here." And I sit down at the table and there's no other place to sit and there's like 8 people back from the table all the way around, like, you know, 40, 50 people. And everyone had eaten already. So it was just kind of, you know, "Hey, look at him eat," you know? I mean, people were like following the fork, you know, like, whoa, like up to the mouth and stuff. And at some point during it, somebody actually said this, someone said to someone else, not to me, "This is just about like having Marilyn Monroe over here."
I welcome you back, guys, on here. If you're new, consider subscribing, liking, and also share this video. Now, as we are still celebrating, commemorating, and also pay tributes to the legend who passed away, that is Pee-wee Herman, or commonly known as Paul Reubens. Actually, this is a man from a young age. We are seeing him with a fascination with the circus and his love for classic shows, like the likes of I Love Lucy, ignited a passion for making people laugh right from his childhood. According to the information we are receiving in this exact moment in time, they are saying that his childhood dream actually was to become an entertainer, and actually this is what would drive him to pursue a career in acting and comedy. Indeed, if we happen to look at over the years, right from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s plus the early 2000s, we are not having or seeing so many comedians to the level of Paul Reubens, because his talent was indeed inborn, and for every child right from the 80s and 90s. Indeed, you had to like his movies and shows. So after graduating from the Sarasota High School, where he was named the president of the National Thespian Society, Reubens attended Boston University, and however his journey was never a successful one, and it had lots and lots of challenges, rejections, like any other young artist. So he later on actually went into the California Institute of Arts studying, and that was during the 70s. So his comedic journey took off when he actually started going into the local clubs, and that's where he got connections, networked with so many people. And by the way, that teaches us also the skill of networking and actually working with the seniors who are within our industry. So he networked with a couple of people, which actually led him into the bigger stage. So his groundbreaking work continued when he produced the Pee-wee Big Adventure, a film that was directed by another legend, that is Tim Burton. The film's success further elevated his level to another whole different level, and this is actually that even made him more popular and more popular. So in 2010 we saw him actually attending a couple of interviews, and actually even heard a Netflix original that was named Pee-wee's Big Holiday, another popular and successful show which actually aired on Netflix. So he was indeed talented, very, very loving. According to, like you've heard in that interview with Dave, he was one of those funniest men you could ever meet. So losing him is indeed very, very painful, and it has left a very big dent. Nevertheless, he had the other side of him. I remember a couple of years ago he was in the courts of law, and he was charged with a couple of issues here and there, but of course it was not so easy for him. So indeed, losing him is really very, very tough. So in this moment in time, we are sending our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and everyone who was close to him. R.I.P. to the legend.